Okay, guys.
Peace and blessings to everyone. This is another episode of the Freedom Fighters on a podcast and YouTube channel, James North Ohio. I'm at work. I'm here with my co-host, Monte. We ask our listeners and subscribers to share our show's links on your social media platforms, the hashtag Ohio Freedom Fighters, and urge the family and friends to subscribe to the podcast and YouTube channel, James North Ohio. So we're going to use today's show to answer some questions and address a few things. And our friend to the show, Nikita, asked me about the poem that I tried to recite last Friday. I say try because I lost my train of thoughts. While we doing the show, we actually doing it live, so you can probably hear a lot of stuff going on in the background with the COs doing rounds and guys coming and moving around. So a lot of times we get distracted a little bit, and I thought I dropped the ball on reciting a little portion of that poem. So I told Nikita I'll read the whole thing. After we read the poem, I'm gonna answer the questions that you sent me, and then
This call is originating from an Ohio correctional facility and may be recorded and monitored.
we're going to talk about a few other things. So the poem I wrote a little while ago. It don't really have no title, but it go magnificent minds attempt to translate the emotional grinds of those stuck in psychological binds, the forgotten souls of folks who are spiritually blind. But mental reparations is what's needed to realign generations of so many black folks grieving, understanding what at-risk youth are needing, not mass incarceration for their misery to further breathing. I speak this from the perspective of one who's been compelled against the hellified region, but stand strong because my soul is embedded in the legacy of my African genes, and I fight for the right to protect my kids who believe in the enormous statue they look for me to lead in. The criminal justice system is shattered. The lack of sleep attacked my eyelids, but empowers me to advocate that black lives must matter. The penitentiary can't hold us all. I knew being Queens, and I hope it's strong, waiting for the emergence of black and brown kings, the rapture and affirmation, because many mothers are sick and tired of the annihilations of that ilk and that offspring that once drunk from that milk. I'll admit, I was once an ignorant West Baltimore misfit that was embedded in the illest conditions of poverty, persuaded by the wicked ambition of corrupted economies. But this isn't a testimony laced with dope dealing and robberies. This is a rebuttal to the life that I lived that was utterly grimy. Sincerity moving forth is the mission I'm after. Unconditional love, compassion, understanding, and empathy matters. Refusing to give up hope for a political system that serves up sports back hope on a gold and plated platter. I was asked recently, what would I do with unlimited power? Would I become a ghost for Tommy or run the streets like Dave on the street from the wire? I think I attack politics and reform the penitentiary to reduce most of this barbed wire. Change the Constitution to equate equality and force all bigots to retire. And I'll rewrite history and pay homage to our martyrs and put back in place all the ancient African empires. And raise the warriors of the 60s and 70s who prophesied on the black and brown power. This isn't about race. This is the truth in the form of reparations. Over 500 years, European counterparts prospered while Africans, Latinos, Asians, and indigenous nations died waiting for relief. Equality in the many forms of liberation, the have and the have-nots, anguish from the trauma of the hard knocks. We still can't breathe every day staring at a barrel of a racist pig with its gun cocked, finger on the trigger because we broke the law. Sentenced to a higher rate because many of us can't pass the ball, because anti-Semitic, because we recognize that we are the true Hebrews, not these white-skinned Jews. Unlimited power comes from intelligent life forms, so it's education I choose to rewrite my legacy, because I've been hungry for too long, angry too often, I'm losing my screws. That's real. Yeah. I'm feeling it, man. I'm feeling it. Already. So we're going to answer Nikita questions. She asked a lot of good questions, too, had me, really in my thoughts for a second, though. So, the first question she asked was, do you believe judges, jury, and lawyers are somewhat to blame and responsible for incarceration? And so for me, I'm going to answer first. For me, I think, that's most definitely, they most definitely are the reason, and that's because, they're the ones that, find us guilty, the prosecute, juries convict, and judges, elected judges, mind you, they're the ones that sentence us. I would like to think that, an elected judge, will have the moral ethics to make sure that, a defendant that's standing trial is given treatment at the mercy of the courts, but that's not the case oftentimes. You know, it's like it's up to our lawyers to object to any, errors at our trial. You know, the judge, is nothing but a referee, and a lawyer is a prosecutor's bar match. You know, so like
this call is originating from an Ohio correctional facility and may be recorded and monitored.
So, if anyone out there who see anyone fall victim to an unbalanced verdict in an unbalanced courtroom, they should do whatever they can if they're in a position to help, to the best of their abilities. Yeah, I feel like I blame them too. I blame them too, but I blame them because a defense attorney is not just a job that anybody can qualify for, and they gotta go through multiple years of school. And I'm talking about lawyers, so for you to be trusted with somebody's life after you went through all this schooling, I don't feel like there's any room for you to make mistakes. The system is too trivial for lawyers to claim that they were incompetent or that they weren't ready, because you prepared for these your whole life. That's what you want to do. The next question is about how many prisoners we know at Chillicothe are innocent. So Chillicothe is the biggest prison in Ohio, can hold up to 5,000 prisoners. There's only 140 some guys on death row between 3 housing blocks, 2 floors for housing blocks. So it's roughly about 60 of us on the block or something like that. Or 50, yeah, something like that. So as far as on death row at Chillicothe, me personally, this is something we were just talking about. I don't read up on guys' cases, so I don't be knowing what a lot of these guys be locked up for. I had a hard time, early in my bit, accepting any kind of dealings with people who had certain kinds of cases. I'm not gonna really get into the particulars, but I'm not in a position to judge. But we've been reading up on a few guys' cases, and we got a couple guys in mind that we're going to interview on an upcoming show, probably next week. I also reached out to my brother, Bomani Shakur. That's the guy, Keith Lamar. He's one of the Lucasville Files that was caught up in the Lucasville riot in '93 that I correspond with regularly. So I reached out to him and asked him if he could set up something where we could call and talk to him, because he's got a lot of support as far as the movement itself, prison reform. He does a lot of activist work, from behind these cell bars or whatever, and he helped me in my growth and development into understanding, the tools that I was using as far as research and knowledge and stuff like that. And what about you, brother? Well, I figured I find out a lot about different cases when I do my legal work, but that's because I research law, and I hear all the stories about people's innocence. And I also read about it too, but I don't think on the appeal the question is about innocence no more. The question is about you had a fair trial, and if we go by that standard, I think almost everybody on death row has a claim that they didn't have a fair trial. Even if they ain't claiming innocence, though, they get back around. Right, legal system. So I feel like that's directly got to do with the lawyers, though. So the next question: do you regret not taking a deal, or are you okay with your decision? It's mainly for me. I'm cool with my decision. I knew what it was from day one. It was just, I believe crazy thing. Me and this guy had the same exact lawyers, though. And that's crazy. We had the literally same exact lawyers, and we come from 2 different counties. You feel me? We was on the same age. Yeah, already. The same 2 lawyers at the same job. Nothing. You feel me? Telling us the same dream. My lawyers really had me convinced that I'll be vindicated, and I somewhat believed it. And truly did. Antonio actually really said he was taking a stand to testify. But they offered me a deal. I was like, no, I'm cool. I just wanted to do to take up for what he did, bro. I'm in my mind, I'm looking at 10 years for a robbery, the gun charge, I got time, I'm on a run, I got warrants back in Baltimore, you feel me? I'm looking at my mind, okay, I'm gonna do 20 years. I'm prepared for that. 20 years, cool, whatever. Not that I want to do 20 years, but the reality of the situation is I'll take what I can get. But to testify against God, put him on death row, nah. But when he took 49 years. I'm like, okay, and in the bidding, all that. I got the indictment allowed them to, find me innocent. I mean, to find me guilty for adding the bidding. So I'm like, okay, at the max, 18 years for me. You feel me? But then when he agreed to take his deal, give it back, to testify against me, they crushed me. I'm like, this dude really taking a stand. You feel me? Like, so all I could do at that point is just accept the fate. I came here bitter and angry. I went through some transformations. My family, my kids, seeing they grow up with development. My mother, damn my rotten foundation.
This call is originating from an Ohio correctional facility and may be recorded and monitored.
Different people reaching out, and that ties into the question that she asked about, do you guys support each other more than the officers do? Absolutely. Absolutely. These officers, man, I'm not going to get into, the politics of prison as far as, the COs are concerned on this podcast, but, you got some decent ones, and you got some other ones, you feel me? We respond the way, they respond to us, and it is what it is, you feel me? But, as far as me, I'll be brilliant for real. You feel me? I'll be brilliant. I'll be laid back. I'll be doing me. We study, we read, we keep each other grounded. We play ball. You feel me? There's opportunities in here that we can manage of. We just taking opportunities and using it productively. You feel me? And trying to make something out of this. It's a platform not many people got, so we gonna use it to help. Pay it forward. You feel me? I'll say anything about that. I think it's important though that we don't nobody hold us more accountable than each other though. We see the improvements we want each other to make, and we encourage that. You feel me? It's not really about the COs. We all in here together fighting the same corrupt system. We all been sent to death. So that's it. I feel like that give us a sort of camaraderie going in. All right. So the last question that she asked is, what's the most important for prison reform that you would like the candidates running for president to know? So, funding. For me, it'd be funding rehabilitation. So with these programs and outreach centers being government funded, however, they're ran in communities that have come and released to kids that raised them. Something that we was just talking about earlier, about police is when they hit seizures, drug seizures, right? Say for example, drugs gonna get money and property confiscated in Akron, Ohio, for example. You feel me? That money goes to the police department in Akron. That money don't go to the same community that it took it out of. You feel me? A portion of that money should go back to that community. To fund these outreach centers, to fund these, parks and different things that destroy the community itself. If you're really for community reform, if you're really for, paying it forward, I would like to think that, people that's elected into office, city council, that would be something that they would be good for. You feel me? You can't say on one hand, this guy destroying the community, but then you take the money that he proffered from destroying the community and you put it into your own political campaigns and your own, you gotta have some kind of balance with that, man. It's all you. I don't know, man. I would want to say that policies or whatever they create and these
You have 1 minute remaining.
These four prisons opportunity to get their insight about the policy that's going to be. Right. We gonna call back, James. We gotta address a couple more things in regards to some questions, and then anybody that got some questions, we'll answer those.
Okay, and I'm gonna play his video, his rap song now. Okay. Okay, ready, guys? Here it goes again.
We want freedom, slavery still legal. Tell me how we equal, mass incarceration, Jim Crow to see.
Wait a second.
We want freedom, slavery still legal. Tell me how we equal, mass incarceration, Jim Crow to sequel. This one for my people, caged and confined. They trap your mind, they gotta beat you. Propagating lies, watch me bring the truth to the light. We want freedom, slavery still legal. Tell me how we equal. Mass incarceration, Jim Crow to sequel. This one for my people, caged and confined. They trap your mind, they gotta beat you. Propagating lies, watch me bring the truth to the light.
Awesome. Awesome.
facility and is subject to monitoring and recording. Thank you for using GTL.
Yes, it's saved. Okay, guys.
Yeah. What's going on? Hey, so like in terms of the sister yesterday who gave us the information on the Reverend Al Sharpton, I think that's the Reverend Al Sharpton because in the message that I seen that was screenshotted, it said Reverend L Sharpton. So I don't know if she forgot the A or what that is though. But we appreciate that greatly. Like we're not in a position to turn away any help. However, we believe that someone of Mrs. Sharpton's position will be well informed in the flaws that lies transparent about the judicial system and prison reform. This platform started with Demonte and I sharing our innocence for day one. We want to shed light on a wide range of topics. Hit us up on JP and engage in dialogue that can help us to understand others, people's situations, as well as, any valuable info that we might need to utilize, send it to us on JP or, get it to us so we can use it. If you're in a position, to help people, pay it forward, that's what we ask. We in the business of peace, we anti-hate. That's the only we anti. We anti-hate. We open-minded. We don't have all that.
This call is originating from an Ohio correctional facility and may be recorded and monitored.
We don't stand on no political, we have our own political views, but we don't promote this on a political front or take no stance or sides or anything. Like we just, we real. You feel me? And we just being true and just giving our truth and speaking about things that people need to be enlightened about. So, if you on your way home from work or coming to phone or if you got some free time to spare, check us out. Engage with us. Give us different things to talk about. You feel me? If you know people in different states and different prisons that are going through any kind of injustices, let us know so we can speak about it. It took somebody to, believe in me, to help me be able to see beyond just, this right here. And it kind of, lit a fire in me and gave me another sense of hope to keep moving forward. You feel me? We overwhelmed in a good way, though. We be all day, every day studying, building, coming up with material for the show. So, definitely engage with it, man. Give us our thoughts. If we did bad, let us know. You feel me? Growth. Growth is the only, evidence of life, though. So we trying to grow. And hopefully, as time goes on, we can all grow together, man.
He'll be answering those questions in a little bit, guys. I'm just telling them you'll answer some more questions that they'll post in a few minutes.
Yeah. You get asked now. What kind of questions you got?
Okay, I have two right now. Where do you see the justice system in 5 years, better or worse?
Yeah.
I think both of you should answer this one.
I think technology is advancing in a way that now we have so much at our disposal. We got email services that allow us to be able to communicate better with our family. We got the tablets for the phones. We got different little technology that's making, the penitentiary run a lot smoother. So, I would hope that as technology advances and as the world and people advance, that they will look for different ways to better manage, people in prison as well as people that's on parole and probation, I think that got a lot to do with whoever we put up in that seat. Yeah, that's another thing. People already know, election ain't just about the president. These DAs, these judges, these prosecutors, these city council, there are elected officials that put them in office. So if they don't agree with our views of politics, they're not about change. Then it ain't no sense for us to, exercise that right to vote for them. Vote for somebody else. If you got kids, if you're tired of the same systematic treatment within your community, urge the younger kids and the next generation to start taking them to, political science and different, politics. That way, when they get older, they can take the morals and values that they learn as kids to be.
This call is originating from an Ohio correctional facility and may be recorded and monitored.
Make that system better. My youngest daughter, 10 years old, and right now our visits are kind of shut down because we can only get video visits or whatever. But I'm like, wait, I'm on her. I'm teaching her things. I'm talking to her about things. I'm sharing, things with her I'm doing, and like she be prepared. She gets, as a teenager, she can start, using them same tools to help other people and take a role and position. She feel comfortable with, to help a parent, like yourself, word up.
Well, that kind of leads to the next question. You answered part of it, but when was the last time that either one of you have seen your family?
Right. Right.
Man, it's been, I ain't had no family visit. It's been like, I seen my peoples on in February of this year. Last February, I believe.
I have video visits, with different family and friends or whatever on a regular, but like physically, our business been shut down since March. I had a family visit scheduled for around March or April, but that got canceled because of that. My family live in Baltimore, so like they come up like once a year, whenever they can. For real, my youngest daughter lives like 45, 50 minutes away, so I see her twice, 3 times a month whenever I'm able to. I have a type relationship with her. So like last time I saw my family was like right before this coronavirus stuff happened. So.
Okay. Okay, and the next question is: describe isolation and how it affects the person.
Go there. Describe isolation and how it affects the person. So isolation is mental tenacity. Pretty much like listen, like a lot of people say they couldn't do prison, they couldn't do this, they couldn't do that, probably snitch because they couldn't do it. You know what I'm saying? That's the joke he put behind it. You can't do the time and you probably snitch, to keep doing the time for real. But it's mental. It's mental. With anything you do in life, I'm not saying like people should sign up to go to prison. I wouldn't wish this on my worst enemy. However, you get good, you endure, you figure it out. And being in a hole is basically being isolated from everybody else for a specific amount of time. I've done as less as 15 days. I've done up to 3 years straight in a hole. I've done periods of 8 months, 3 months, 4 months. That comes from when you get caught up in a lot of negativity. That be the result. Like you get caught up in negativity, and you down for a couple weeks, don't help it. You down for a couple months. If a couple months don't help it, you down for a couple years. I had to go through a couple years before I start changing my pattern of behavior. However, I still be going through certain emotions sometimes, man. Like we in prison, not to justify or make anything sound, glorified, but sometimes, man, you dealing with so many different people, and it's like a forced environment.
This call is originating from an Ohio correctional facility and may be recorded and monitored.
People react the way they react, but being in a hole for me, I spent a lot of my time in a hole. Being in a hole helped me. I read, I learned a lot. I started writing my books in the hole because I ain't got nothing but free time on that. So I spend 24 hours a day. I occupy myself for writing, drawing, rapping, doing whatever. You feel me? Like, that's how I spend my time. Like other people, they don't have that outlet, so they be banging their ears in the wall. Like they be like, going through some mental emotions because you gotta face yourself. You have nobody to talk to but yourself. And remember the opportunities you have to talk to people. You try to cherish that in between other things that you're doing and trying to sleep time away or whatever. So like it's definitely not a place you want to be. Just like a person in the free world don't want to go to prison every couple of days. For a couple of days on time. Like being in the hole is like how equivalent of that.
Yeah. Okay, now what can one person do today to help you or anyone in your position out?
Listen, understand, show empathy. Like if you can't help somebody else that might be going through something you recognize that we shared, or if you recognize something that we shared that make you look at certain situations differently. We ask people to be Superman and all that. We just ask people, make a difference. Share platforms. If people out there who might help different people, us, or if you see somebody that's less fortunate to you, pay it forward. Like I can't tell people how to be nice to people. I think that's something that we born with. It's something that we got to utilize and take less energy than we think, though, for real. So whatever makes you smile, it can make a person you help smile. That's what I would say. But no, bro,
I want to say be open and learning, like use your voice. Like be able to reach people that we can't reach, but we reach you, so you can reach them. Like and just be open and learning. So we'll start with that.
like we open-minded and transparent, like what we doing with the podcast, like.
we get that we got the opportunity, we got a lot of different, people that we interact with, and we blessed, compared to a lot of guys. I'm blessed to have my family and my loved ones on my side, and to have interactions with my kids, and got the same level of support from his family and friends and people that he holds dear to him. So, most people don't got that love. So, we just taking the love that we got using this platform to really, clear it forward,
Okay, I'm reading this question here. If you had the chance to speak to a jury about your case today, what would you say?
I would break down the physical evidence of my case that supports that I could have been there. You know what I'm saying? To me, the state plays on basically sympathy for the victim, and I would explain to a jury that just because a person or people say, give you a story that sounds similar doesn't mean it's true. What outside what you heard supports the facts and what they're saying. I would just highlight the fact that you prove you. That's what I would say.
Already. Not only that, those juries, they're selected people that's supposed to be a jury. Our peers, they're not our peers, man. Our peers are people that empathize with us. When I mean empathy, I don't mean you have to experience the same things I experienced. Empathy, understanding. Have you experienced any of the trauma and struggles and adversities I've experienced? If you have, and you are a jury of my peers, you come from the environment that I come from. All of these juries don't come from the environment that we catch our cases in, and they don't be our peers. They be told people that is expected to listen to all these complicated theories and words that it took people 6 years to pass all these tests to understand. But he trying to explain it to people for a certain amount of days, people that don't really want to be here to begin with, that's older, that had other things going on in life, and that whoever has the best argument gets conviction. Well, you can take any case. It ain't something that's real crazy. If you could just take the average case and take that in front of 7, 8 different jurors, I guarantee you'll get decisions both ways. You won't get the same concrete unless it's a case that's open and shut. You ain't gonna get the same verdict with you a different way, man. So that's my understanding of it. I don't have no bitter animosity towards the juror. They came in, they listened to some arguments and they thought what they felt was best. The court is my problem. The court system that allows the thing to go into the lawyers that was incompetent. They're the ones that.
This call is originating from an Ohio correctional facility and may be recorded and monitored.
No, but I wasn't well impaired. I was ignorant. I was where I needed to be in life to be able to prepare for my own. So ultimately, I can't blame nobody but myself.
It's live over that.
What else, though, John?
Okay, let's see. Can you tell? Oh, is it? Okay. Nikita said she said hi, and to tell you guys she's very proud of both of you.
We appreciate the love. Looking out. Yeah, we appreciate her questions. So let her know that she see other questions pop up.
You have 1 minute remaining.
If you know people that have questions, man, let us know that we can get them answered. Friday we're gonna have more material on rehabilitation. We working on interviewing another guy here. We appreciate y'all listening, man.
Right.
Rest in peace, Louis V, man. Right. Man, a guy that I knew, man, at another prison, man, going home getting killed.
Right. And people also want to have you guys do one on the life and day of a death row inmate. What your day is like.
Already, we're working on something like that now as we speak. So. Yeah, definitely, most definitely, man. God willing, Friday, we be at y'all again. Peace and blessings, man. Be like you can.
Peace, y'all. Be safe out there, man.
All right.
Okay, brother.
Appreciate it.
Okay, thanks.
All right.
Okay, guys, we'll be back on Friday at 11:30 a.m. So please join us and have a great day.